Welcome, dearly departed, to the party of one Halloween Spectacular. I am your ghost host with the most boast, your monster of ceremonies, Death Stormer. This week I am joined by a gloriously ghoulish game master and Kevin Bates of the Mouse Guardians podcast for a game of 10 Candles by Stephen Dewey. 10 Candles is a terrifying game of found footage horror, played in a dark room lit only by 10 candles. It is about the hopelessness and ever-increasing nature of death, and heroism in the face of inevitable failure and demise. It is fucking terrifying. And I think you're going to love it. A link to learn more about the game can be found in the show notes. Mouse Guardians is not terrifying. It is an actual play podcast of the Mouse Guard RPG. It is charming and wonderful and cute, and you should absolutely check it out. I've been binging it. I love it. I love it so much. A link to the show can be found in the show notes. A quick note to say that I, or at least a living soul that sounds a bit like me, will be at Metatopia in Morristown, New Jersey from November 3rd to the 6th. There are playtests, panels. It's one of my favorite events of the year, so if you survive Halloween night, you should absolutely come out. More information can be found in the show notes. In case you missed the big news last week, Party of One has launched a Patreon to support hosting fees, new equipment, and more convention appearances. So if you like the show and would like to support, you can find that at patreon.com/partyofonepodcast. A special shout out to our first Patreon backer, my All My Fantasy Children co-host, Aaron Catano. Aaron, I'm really glad that we're friends, and I'm really glad that we get to make All My Fantasy Children together. It is a show that means a great deal to me, and thank you so much for everything that you've done to make that show so special. And now, with the sentimentality out of the way, let's throw it over to me in the land of the living. Take it away, past me, take it away. Thanks, future me. This week I am joined by Kevin Bates. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on Party of One.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Jeff. Big fan.
I'm a big fan of yours as well. This is great. So,
thanks.
Up top, why don't you talk a little bit about where people might know you from, what some work that you might want people to know about, that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure. So I do a Mouse Guard actual play podcast called Mouse Guardians, which is a super cute, sometimes spooky game where everyone plays mice. Sometimes there is kissing, sometimes there is monsters. It's a good old time.
It's really good. I really enjoy Mouse Guardians.
Thank you so much.
I've been listening to it. I've been binging it. I really enjoy it. So, this week we are playing 10 Candles. It is a horror game in honor of Halloween.
Yeah.
We are going maximum spooky, and I'm very excited. So, why don't you explain the premise of 10 Candles for me? Sort of go over the big picture, all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So 10 Candles is a tragic horror game, which is sort of loosely inspired by found footage movies. So think sort of like Blair Witch Project, Cloverfield. I think it would also do a pretty good job of approximating something like an I Am Legend or Pitch Black, except Pitch Black, the ending doesn't quite work out.
Right.
Because this is a tragic horror game. So like a classical tragedy, it's not necessarily sad, but at the end, everyone dies. So this is not a game about jump scares or sanity checks, or maybe you can make it away from the axe murderer. At the end of this game, Jeff, your character will definitely be dead. But until then, I can't kill you. You can choose to nobly sacrifice yourself if you want, but this isn't like a rocks fall, everyone dies sort of situation.
It's really interesting, and I'm really excited to see how that plays out. So let's dive in. I'm so excited.
Okay, cool. So we start off with character creation, and 10 Candles is made to be a no prep game, other than the materials you need, which are 10 candles, 10 dice, and then one different kind of dice for each player. So if you have like a different color or a bigger one or something like that.
My large green Ghostbusters ectoplasm dice.
Ooh, and that one glows in the dark if I...
It does not, but it is big. It is bright and translucent, so any light it puts on it will just light it up, which is
Oh,
going to
okay.
look very cool.
Cool. Well, the reason I ask if it was glow in the dark or not is because that is actually important in this game because it is a game about the darkness, and we are both playing in the dark, which is kind of
Yes,
fun.
I'm really into it. I'm digging it.
Yeah. This game is normally also played with fire and like burning of those index cards, but we are probably not going to do that.
No, I figured I've got index cards in front of me, so I'll just rip them.
Yeah.
Get that nice audio rip noise.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, for character creation, like I was saying, it is kind of a rules light game because we're kind of be building both characters and also sort of the setting as we do this together. So this is normally sort of a collaborative experience, but with just one
All right.
player, it'll be just you. So first, what you'll need to do is determine one virtue, which should solve more problems than it creates, uh,
Okay.
and and also one vice, which should create more problems than it solves. So think like one or two word kind of adjective descriptions. So your virtue could be something like kind or attentive or strong or, something like that. It can be really, really vague. Just something that you think would help you at some point.
I like attentive a lot. I'm gonna go with attentive. I think that's a really good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good word. So that's gonna be my
Sure.
virtue.
And normally, when you're playing as a group of this, you would pass these to a different player. So you'd be making virtues for other players, which is kind of a cool mechanic.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And then, yeah, you'll also be making a vice, which is sort of the same thing. So you could be like drunk or tired, or you picked attentive as your trait. So probably not something that is a vice that is the opposite of attentive, but
Yeah, right. I'm thinking
you know.
headstrong.
Okay. Maybe something more like overconfident or something where it's like this is a bad thing.
How about cocky?
It will not be helpful.
Yeah.
Cool. And then during play, you can burn or in our case, rip cards to re-roll all of your ones, which will be helpful.
That'll be really helpful.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And then now that you have kind of like a loose sort of idea of your character, I'm gonna read the module. So I'm gonna read like two
Okay.
little paragraphs. This is sort of describing the game as a whole and like the situation that you'll be playing.
Excellent.
Okay. So 10 days ago, something or someone blotted out the sky. Now, no stars can be seen. All communication with satellites has been lost, and the sun no longer lights up the sky. 5 days after this anomaly occurred, they came. No one knows exactly who or what they are, but two very important things are clear. They fear the light, and they are coming for you. But no one's coming to help. Not anymore. The radio's gone dead, and you're all on your own now. There's only one option left, traveling to Fort Victor. All the chatter on the radio seems to imply that Victor is the place to be. But you're a good hour out, over the river and through the woods literally. Everyone else has packed up and left by now. The town hall fallout shelter is slim pickings. There's not enough food to last the next few days, not to mention the fact that the generator has been acting up. Maybe a few supplies still could be scavenged, but one thing's for sure, it's time to leave. So that's kind of the premise for the scenario we'll be playing tonight.
All right.
So 10 days ago, Sky went dark. Nobody knows why. Everything went real bad, and you hold up somewhere and are just running low on supplies. So I'd like you to get another index card with a
All
name.
right.
Write a name, a look, and a concept.
Okay.
So you picked attentive and headstrong as your two traits. So maybe a concept
Right.
that plays off of those. The concept could be like a profession, or just like I'm a middle-aged man, or I'm a teenager, or something like that. Just kind of like a general description.
Right. I'm thinking, um, like a college class president.
Okay.
Somebody that is, yeah, because I think that kind of matches both like cocky and attentive. Like they're good at school, so they're good at like details and stuff, but they have an inflated sense of their own place.
I like it.
So I'm gonna go class president as my profession or
Um, Concept. Yeah.
concept. Yeah.
And then a name as well.
My name is Alex. Alex Morgan. My look, professional, young professional.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like a put together look, wearing a tie, like a sweater and a tie underneath
Oh,
it.
yeah, you're like one of those
But
kids that wears a suit, but is like kind of
yeah,
too young to be wearing a suit casually.
yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
it is real. And I think that in the last 10 days that I think in the last 10 days, Alex has made sure that he is like that he's taking in a lot of time to make sure he looks perfect
Mm,
because he's sort of trying to hold on to that sense of normalcy.
okay. I like it. Cool. So the next thing that we do is plan a moment. So
Okay.
at the top of an index card, I'd like you to write, I will find hope, dot, dot, dot. And then you will fill in the rest of that sentence. So this should be
Okay.
like something you do during the game that can find hope. So it could be like find another survivor, or kill one of them, or something like that. Find food. Something that like is sort of like a shorter term goal, but it should be something that's achievable.
I will find hope when I fix a broken down car.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so up until this point, all the information that you've written down on your cards is stuff that, were we playing a normal game with like a full party, would be stuff that you're telling the other players. You can kind of discuss, get people's opinions and feedback and stuff like that. So that's all public knowledge. If
Sure.
you're survivors that are all at the same fallout shelter or something, you've gotten somewhere between 1 and 10 days to have known all these people, so you know a little bit about them.
Right.
This last one, that is not the case. Now we're gonna
Okay.
talk about Brinks. So this is normally a secret that you know about one of the other players. Because we're playing with a two-person game, normally it goes sort of counterclockwise for this step, but we're a two-person circle, so we're each going to do this for each other. Um,
Okay.
your The brink that you're writing and then giving to me is I have seen them, and the one that I'm going to do for you is they have seen you. So the thing you're writing down could be some description of them. So you could be like, I have seen them and they are vampires. Or I have seen them and they can walk through walls, like a power or an ability that they possess. So you're actually going to have some narrative input and be able to sort of decide what sort of creatures they are.
I have seen them. They are hollow folk.
Hollow folk.
They're like people, but like kind of vaguely translucent, but, like, not all the way through.
Okay.
Like, do you remember the, what is it, the Visible Man? Kind of like that, where you can see into it.
Oh, okay. That's kind of creepy.
They're
That's suitable.
hollow and, like, semi-translucent.
Okay. Cool. Um, okay, cool. So, I also get to write a brink for you. So, the brink that I'm going to write for you is they have seen you. And then I get to basically declare a secret that they know about you.
Alright.
So these are normally passed just to the player that's immediately to the side of you. But we're only two people, so we can kind of talk it out loud. They have seen you.
Redacted for now. When the time is right, you'll hear how Alex failed.
And then when you achieve your moment or confront your brink, there's other bonuses that will go along with those too, but we can get into those more as they come up. Cool. Okay. And then you get to arrange your stack in any sequence that you want. The only rule is that the brink must be on the bottom.
Okay.
So last minute character stuff. Your character's inventory is whatever you, Jeff Stormer, have in your pockets.
That's not good because I'm wearing sweatpants.
Okay. Your character can be wearing whatever clothes they want, but like in terms of,
right. They have no things on. He has nothing on him, which works.
You can have like a pen and note cards, I guess.
Yeah, I got a pen.
Cool. And then before we begin the final scene, we're going to record Alex Morgan's final message. So in found footage movies, there's always that like scene where they're sort of talking at the camera. They're saying like, if anybody finds this, my name is so and so, like tell my family I loved them, or like, those sorts of messages.
Right.
So you are supposed to physically record that. Even if we were playing in person, you are required to pass around like a phone or recording device or something.
I do have a phone on me, so that's exciting. I don't know that it's got 36% battery,
Okay.
so that'll be probably something I'll have to figure out along the way.
But yeah, just it can be as long or short as you want.
Redacted again when the time is right.
I love it. Cool. So we begin the first scene, and there's a section that's sort of like narration, and we're going to be doing this basically in between every time we jump scenes. So what we'll start off with is we're going to say a number of facts equal to the number of candles that we currently have. So right now we have 10. We'll say 10 things. The first one I'm always going to say, and the last one you're always going to say.
Cool.
So the first fact is, these things are true. The world is dark. So you can say something like, think of this sort of like establishing shot of a movie where you would, be like, it's snowing, or, just like a sentence to physically describe something.
We are in the city.
City Hall is safe and barricaded.
There's a generator running, but it's running very low.
The generator still works really well, though.
Wi-Fi went out basically, like all internet communication went out essentially immediately.
You can still hear the sounds of birds and crickets in this endless night.
You can also hear echoes of people and things as they move through the streets, which we're not used to hearing because of the ambient noise.
Okay, let me just make sure. I think that was 9. Yeah, so the last one that you say every time is, and I am alive.
Oh, got it. And I am alive.
So now we begin the first scene. So Alex is in City Hall. He's got his suit. Generator's running low. He's got to make it about an hour through a heavily forested area, and he doesn't really have anything. You can look around to scavenge supplies, either in City Hall or nearby buildings.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to sneak into, like, where the supplies are being kept, like the survival goods, and try to find not necessarily like food and water and things, but maybe like road flares and emergency equipment and stuff that will help with me with travel, less so that stuff that I can steal and not feel terrible about.
Yeah, I mean, you can clear this place out because you're basically like the only person still here.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna round up what supplies I can carry, focusing on stuff that is lightweight and functional for like a traveling person.
Cool, great.
So maybe like a little bit of water,
Yeah.
some road supplies, that sort of thing.
All right. So, Jeff, what I'd like you to do is roll the 10 dice you have that are
Yes.
the normal dice.
Absolutely. I got 1 6.
Okay, cool. That is all you need to succeed in this game. You need 1 6, and then you also need to roll more 6s than me to win narration rights, which means you get to describe what that success looks like. So right
Great.
now I'm rolling 0 dice because you have all 10 of them. I'm gradually going to take them from you. And then also, Jeff, how many 1s did you roll?
Let me tell you. Quite a few.
Oh no.
3. I rolled 3 1s.
Okay, I'd like you to take those 3 1s and put them over to the
Okay.
side.
Great.
They're not mine yet, but they are gone for this scene. Unless
Okay, cool.
you'd like to destroy your trait card, which lets you re-roll all of your 1s.
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so yet. I feel like we're still pretty good.
We're early. We don't need it yet.
Yeah.
Cool. So you get to, because you rolled more 6s than me, you get to determine what that success looks like. So you were talking about flares, maybe bottles of water.
Yeah, like a roadside emergency kit.
Sure.
One of those things that's got like a flare gun. Maybe like a crowbar.
Okay. Yeah, maybe this is like a thing that was meant to go in like the trunk of a car. So there's like a tire iron. And
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking
okay,
of. Yeah.
cool. Great. So you find all that. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to keep going around through this scene until you fail, and then we'll advance to the next scene. So for now, you
Great.
can be in City Hall looking for stuff. You can be in the nearby surrounding area. That's up to you.
I think I'm gonna head, once I've got that, I'm gonna probably head not fully outside yet, but see if any of the cars in the
Like a parking garage or something?
yeah, in like the parking garage or the service garage or something. See if there's something that might, at least for now,
Oh, something drivable?
help me out. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm gonna roll.
Jeff, I'd like you to roll again. So you should
All
be
right.
rolling 7 dice at this point.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. 3 6s and no 1s.
Ooh, nice. Well done.
So I think I found maybe like a beat, maybe like one of those the Jeep looking ones, but they're like low to the ground and it's for like groundskeeping. That's probably the only car that's like in there
Okay.
in like the service garage that I'm picturing.
Okay. Yeah, we could say you find like a small Jeep that's for like I don't know, like the park district or something.
Yeah, or like one of those open topped, almost like
Almost a golf cart.
almost yeah, basically one of those like groundskeeping golf carts. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I've got that, and it's not going to get me the full hour, but it might at least like give me a running start where I might be able to find like a nicer vehicle down the
Sure.
road.
Yeah, so you find it. It works. Is there any other stuff you want to get inside before you depart? So far you have like a road kit, Do you want to stock up on any food? Maybe look for outdoor clothing, something like that. I'll say, for argument's sake, that this is like a small town hall, so there's like a police station and the
Right.
library and the city hall are all just like one sort of
Ooh, I think I'm gonna
building complex.
hit. Think I'll try to hit the
Okay.
library and see if I can't find like a few books on automotive repair because that feels or automotive repair because that's really not an area where I have any expertise, and
Sure.
that seems like something that will be applicable if I'm trying to get an hour out of town.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Yeah, so Jeff, I believe you're still rolling 7 again, so I'd like you to roll and see if you can make your way over to the library.
All right, I'm gonna roll my dice. Ooh, I failed.
No sixes?
No sixes.
So if you don't ever roll any sixes, the scene ends. So we can sort of assume that you didn't really find anything. You either couldn't make your way over there or decided not to make your way over
Right.
there. This scene ends. I'm going to flip this candle over, and we move on to the next scene. So we'll alternate going back and forth again with the narration sort of dialogue. So I'll start, and then we can just rotate through. So these things are true. The world is dark.
We are in the library,
It doesn't appear that any of them got in here.
but the lights don't work so well in the library.
There's lots of bulbs that appear to have been scavenged or taken.
A lot of the books have been taken as well.
When you reach the front door, you see the glass has been broken in and shards lay all about the floor near the entrance. And then you have one more, and then you go to I
Yeah.
Am Alive.
There's still some periodicals and like trade magazines. Like the magazine racks have sort of been left alone because anybody that was scavenging them seems like they may have overlooked them.
Sure.
And I am alive.
Okay. All right, so now we begin the next scene. So it sounds like you might want to make your way over to some periodicals and such.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you want to do, though. If you want to make your way straight over there, or like check to see if there's anyone else in here, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give a shout. Or maybe not, maybe not. Maybe I think the first thing I'm gonna do is lay low and kind of hope that there's no one else in here and that I haven't been seen. Is
Okay.
sort of make myself as low and quiet as possible.
Okay. So you're gonna sneak around.
Yeah.
Okay. So this time I'd like you to roll, but you're only rolling 9 dice now. I have permanently taken one of your dice from you.
Okay. I succeeded?
I did not get any sixes, so you still succeed and you still have narration rights.
But I got 1-1.
Oh, so yeah, so you'll have to put that to the side for now.
Yeah. So, I lay low for a bit, and I think it's quiet. You know, there's the crickets and the birds and like the shuffling footsteps outside, and that's pretty much it. And so now I'm gonna,
Okay.
yeah, and then I start to move towards the periodicals.
Cool. So also as you're describing this, like you're sneaking around, you can say like if you know, find other people or find objects or things
Sure.
like that, you kind of get to not just succeed on the stealth roll, but
Sure.
to narrate what that
So
looks
I
like.
think with the lights flickering, I think I'm able to like sort of move in the direction of the periodicals without maybe cutting up my feet along the way, because I'm able to like they're sort of on and flickering long enough where I'm able to sort of brush aside glass as I'm walking.
Okay. Does Alex not have shoes on?
He has like penny loafers,
Oh, okay.
but they're real thin,
Sure.
and he's been wearing them for like 10 days, so they're pretty worn.
Okay.
And they were probably like secondhand anyway.
Okay. Yeah, and they're not really like running around shoes in the first
Right.
place, so.
Yeah.
Cool. So you make your way over to the periodicals.
So I think I'd like to just spend some time like peeling through them
Sure.
and see if there's anything in there that might be useful to me.
Yeah. Jeff, to see if there's anything useful, roll again.
Oh, it's a failure.
Ooh, you didn't get any
And
successes?
no sixes.
Oh, man. Did you get any ones?
I did not get any ones.
So you can't even reroll.
I cannot reroll.
So this scene just ends. Man.
Oh,
So, library's a bust.
library is a complete bust.
There's nothing there at all useful. So I have extinguished this next candle. So, Jeff, you are down to 8 dice for your starting pool. I am up to 2.
Yes.
And then we begin the next scene. So
Okay.
it doesn't have to necessarily pick up right where
Sure.
the character left off. So, if you want to pick up on the road or something.
Yeah,
that's totally cool.
I think that's what I'd like to do. I think that's just what I'd like to do is like pick up almost at the gate as like I'm sort of starting to putter along in this golf cart.
Okay. So you're like pulling out of the parking garage basically when we
Yeah.
pick back up. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Okay, so you are driving down the road. To start, I'm gonna have you roll some dice to see how this getting out of your small town goes.
Okay. Sure. And
So this time I'm
I'm rolling
rolling 2, so
And I am
you finally
rolling
make some clacky
8.
dice noises.
I love those clacky dice noises.
No successes for me though.
Ooh. I got 3 successes,
Nice.
but 3 ones.
Ooh. Now, even though you succeeded, if you do want to keep those ones for this travel, you can use
Yeah,
your trait
I think
if
I'm,
you think it would be helpful or harmful.
Yeah, I think I am. I think I will
Okay.
use my trait.
Okay. Which one did you
Just
have on
like-
the top?
The top is cocky.
Okay. So and that was your vice,
My
correct?
vice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you can reroll all those ones, but I get to say a way that being cocky is harmful to you.
Okay. Great.
So if you want to just give a nice big rip into the microphone of that card.
Yeah, I will.
Nice.
So how does cocky bite me?
Yeah, so cocky bites you in the butt because you did not actually check this thing for gas before you left. You checked to see it was working, all the tires were in good condition, and that it started. You just did not think to check the gauge, so you get about
That makes
10
sense. I
minutes
figured
left.
they would, figured they'd keep
Yeah.
it at full, right? Yeah.
right. You would think so. So you get a bit like sort of halfway through town, and it just starts puttering to a stop.
Okay.
But you do get to re-roll all of those ones.
Yeah.
And then-
Got no ones on the reroll, so
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that.
Oh, nice. So you get to keep them. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So why don't you describe the area where you stopped? Because you did succeed on that.
I
roll.
think it is still in the. I'm gonna say I didn't get very far. I think
Okay.
I'm still in the city, or
Okay.
like kind of on the outskirt,
Sure.
maybe like. But yeah, sort of. Maybe right where the buildings start to turn into like stretches of empty land.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Sounds good. Well, at this point, Alex can explore the nearby area for more cars. You can look for a gas station.
I think I'm gonna look for.
Start walking. Just on
I
foot.
think I'm gonna look for a gas station.
Okay.
See if I can't, like, refill it, because I really thought I was gonna get further on this. I figured I'd at least get onto the highway,
Sure.
and then find a car that had been abandoned.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I can find a gas station to sort of fill up with. So I will go ahead and roll
Cool.
these
Yeah.
dice.
Roll your pool of dice. I'm gonna roll 2.
I did succeed,
I
and
did
I got
not.
one. I got 1 6 and 1
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Putting that one aside. So I find a gas station.
Yeah.
I find a gas station. There is a gas can on it. Like, there's a gas can there, and I fill up the gas can. Like, the pump still works, which is a tremendous relief.
Sure.
It takes a few pushes because the gas in it is low. So I fill up the thing,
okay.
and I start to make my way back towards the car, or
Okay.
towards the golf cart.
Cool. Did you want to check out the inside at all, or just grab some gas?
I think just grab some gas. I really don't trust small enclosed spaces like gas station marts. I feel like that's an easy place for somebody to, like, lurk.
Sure.
And there's probably, and, like, the fact that there's probably food inside there makes me very anxious. So I
Yeah.
think I'm just gonna get on my way,
Okay.
sort of hustle back.
Okay, cool. So to run back to your car without anything bad happening, roll some dice,
All
Jeff.
right. I did not succeed. I got 1 1. It's probably not worth it to try and reroll that 1 dice, so I'm gonna say I failed.
Okay, cool. I didn't succeed either, so that will end this scene.
Cool.
So we flip the card. Cool. So Jeff, where does the next scene pick back up? You had gas. You were walking back to the car when we faded to black, and where do we pick back up?
I'm lost.
Oh, you didn't make it back?
Yeah, I think that's the failure, is, like, I have the gas, but I'm not back yet, because I sort of, it's dark, and I'm not used to seeing the city dark.
Sure. There's no streetlights or anything, so
Yeah, so, like, I don't really know, and I can't really use my phone to, like, look at stuff because the battery is low.
yeah, in case you really need it, you want to save it, and it only goes a few feet anyway, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to, like, climb street signs and see, like, what direction I'm in. And I really didn't even know where I parked the cart, so I think I'm, like, wandering, trying to find, if not the original cart, at least a good, a nice, other
alternative.
option.
Sure.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay, cool. So you're wandering around the small town, looking for either your car or a different car. You're alone and in the dark, and you don't have very good shoes for this. Jeff, why don't you roll some dice and see if you can find a new car or
Okay.
different one. So this time you're down to 7, and I'm up to 3.
I got 1 6, no 1s.
I did not get any 6s, so
Okay. I'm gonna say I find not the original cart, but another car, maybe, like, something beat up. Sort of like maybe like a 1997 Chevy Malibu.
okay.
Forest green, because that was my first car, and I have
Oh,
a
nice.
fondness for it. Yeah, so I find an old, beat up,
Cool.
high mileage.
So you find this
Chevy
Malibu. It looks like it's in good condition. Maybe it's parked over in an alleyway or something where people wouldn't have seen it. How do you want to try to get inside this car, Jeff?
Oh, that's right. The cars are locked.
Cars
that
are
will be
locked.
a challenge.
And you had a road kit with tools and stuff in it. That's in the other car.
Yeah, but I don't have them on me.
Yeah. You can always
I'm gonna-
smash a window or
I'm gonna...
hotwire it or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash the back window.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to smash the back window and, like, reach around to unlock it that way. That way I'm not sitting in broken glass if
In
I
broken glass.
successfully open the door.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Sounds good.
I will roll these dice.
Roll some dice.
2 6s, no 1s.
Ooh, I also got 2 6s.
All right.
I'm actually not sure what happens in the case of a tie.
I'll say you. We'll say you can have the narration rights. I think that's
Yeah.
exciting and
I think
scary.
I think that's probably what it goes to. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this is a success. You do break the window. You had a jacket on, and I'm gonna assume you were smart enough to like use your elbow or wrap it around your fist or something. But it's just not enough, and you slash. Were you using your hand or your elbow, Jeff?
Definitely my hand. I think I'm just throwing a haymaker.
Okay. Your right hand is slashed up real bad,
Oof.
basically up to your forearm. So
All right.
you like broke it, but there was like one jagged piece that scraped
Like, got
along
me.
your arm. Yeah.
All right. Then what I'd like to do is use my jacket, like use it, like maybe rip the sleeve off my jacket and try to like just create little like bandage around it.
Okay.
You know what I
Sounds good.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, you can do that. But you have to roll dice.
I have to roll dice.
uh,
Oh, there are not as many dice as when I started, and I don't like that.
yeah. This pool is shrinking, and mine is only growing.
Oh, 3 6s, no 1s.
Nice. I got no 6s, but you beat me anyway, so
All right.
cool. So what does that look like?
It's a sloppy solution. It's definitely staining. Like the sleeve is getting real stained real quick, but like even if it's the placebo effect of just having a thing there, I'm feeling better. And I'm able to like reach
Okay.
around to unlock the front door, get in. And I'm sort of confronted with the fact that there are no keys in this car. As it is not, as if it is a car that was locked up, then there's not going to be keys inside.
You can look around for keys. Sometimes people do stick them in the thing on top, or they have those little hidden key things in the
Yeah,
wheel
I
wells.
think that's what I'm going to do before I try to hotwire a car and like mess it up. I think I'm going to look and see if there are keys in it.
Sure.
So I will roll some
That's
dice.
another roll. Yeah. How many dice are you down to, Jeff?
I got 7 right now.
Oh, okay. I guess you haven't been rolling that many ones on this scene.
Oh, and speak of the devil. There's 2 1s and no 6s.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I got no 6s as well.
burn attentive.
Okay.
I think it's time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna rip that up
Okay.
and re-roll those 1s. Does not help me. In fact,
Ooh.
it hit one of the 3s and turned it into a 1. So not the same that same place.
Oh man. So that is a failure on the roll.
That is a failure.
The scene ends. So I'm gonna flip this card.
I think it fades to black, and it is just him scrambling, ripping through papers in the glove compartment as it sort of like. And I think the next scene opens, and he is
yeah.
just.
So we do the narration thing again. So
Oh yeah, right.
I think we might have skipped that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start. So these
Yeah.
things are true. The world is dark.
I am walking up the entranceway of the highway, or the entrance ramp rather.
You're losing a lot of blood.
I found in the back trunk of the car, I found a smaller, partially used roadside kit to replace the one I had.
You're getting very tired.
And I am alive.
So Jeff, you're walking around, or rather, Alex is walking around. He's got like a bag with some flares and maybe a flashlight or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's bleeding and he doesn't really know where he's going.
I'm gonna use the flashlight, start peering in cars, and see if, by chance, somebody has, like, a first aid kit. Because I don't really have a whole lot of other options.
Okay.
I'm in a rough spot, and I think that's kind of the best thing to do.
I'll say you're sort of still in like a somewhat residential area, so there are houses and stuff you can see too.
Okay, yeah, I had figured that I was looking into, like, cars for one of those roadside kits, but that works too.
I think because you never really made your way like completely out of the town.
That's true. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I'll make this roll with 6 dice. I got 1 6 and 2 1s.
I got no successes, so you still win narration rights. But those...
Alright, so I'll put these 2 1s aside. I think I find a first aid kit. Maybe... Yeah, maybe I think in, like, the back seat of a... Ooh, you know what I find is an abandoned ambulance. And it's got medical stuff inside. Not a lot of it, because it's been looted. And it's like a smoldering husk of an ambulance, but it's got at least some bandages for me to, like, patch up my arm. And I'm able to also maybe, like, get some, like, headache medicine, just some, like, some odds and ends that were left behind.
Yeah, you grab a couple, like, bottles of pills. You kind of just take, like, whatever's in there, basically. Cool.
Basically. And I'm gonna, like, I guess try to really properly, like, patch up my arm. And, like, get better.
Roll for first aid, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's a failure.
I didn't get any successes either.
So the scene ends. And I think it's him just, like, trying to, like, figure out the right way to wrap bandages and the right way to, like, apply ointments and things. And maybe we get, like, a slightly comedic montage of him being like, what is this?
Yeah,
like, what am I
because
looking
it's totally dark and you have this flashlight, but you have to, like, hold it in one hand and your other hand is bleeding, so, like, you're kind of running out of limbs to...
And it's an ambulance, so everything is labeled real descriptively and not in ways that, like, a random person would be able to understand.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so you do not really fix your arm. And the scene ends. I'll say you don't make it, like, any worse or anything like that. It's just about as good as
yeah, but I'm like, I...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just saying, yeah, it's... I just kind of have to, like, throw up my hands and walk off, kind of frustrated.
Cool, so we'll go to the next narration bit. So I'll start off with, these things are true. The world is dark.
I'm now walking on the highway. Like, we're on a stopped, empty, quiet highway.
Most of the cars around you seem purposefully destroyed. Slashed tires. Some are missing them completely.
Some of the streetlights still work, though.
Okay.
And I am alive.
Cool. So I think we're at 5 and 5 for this one.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, we both have 5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jeff, are you walking
I think
down the highway to try to make it there? Are you checking for other supplies? Moving to a side street?
I think I am walking to get there. I think I'm walking to gain as much ground as I can until I feel like I need to take a rest. So for now, I'm just walking. Or hustling, or, like, speed walking. because I need to make as much ground as I can before I can try to find anything else, because I'm not thinking super straight because I'm scared and I'm hurt. So,
Cool. Um, yeah,
all
let's
right.
do this as sort of like a like extended hiking roll. So you're walking
Yeah.
for like an hour or so, and then this roll happens.
Right. 1 6
No
0
sixes.
1s.
Man, they are not rolling very hot tonight.
Yeah, so I'm making better time than somebody in my condition should. My feet hurt. My feet are really hurting, and I think that's going to be what forces me to take a rest and like lean against one of these cars and kind of survey and look around to see if any of the cars are in a condition where maybe I can't fix it up, but I could certainly see if any of the cars are lootable, because hopefully maybe there's some shoes in there that aren't penny loafers.
Sure. Yeah, you see a bunch of cars around you. Why don't you roll some dice to see if you find anything useful while you're on this break?
Whew. 1 6 0 1s.
I also have 1 6. So I'll
Okay.
narrate this. Um, so you do find a like a truck, um, and it doesn't have any shoes in it. You see a gym bag in the back that you're hopeful at first might have some gym shoes or something in it. It doesn't. It has some very smelly gym shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh,
But as you, the reason that you were excited for this one is because one of the windows was left open, so you're able to open up the door, not
okay.
have to break any more glass, which is good. Um, yeah,
That's
so
good.
you do not find any shoes in this car. But this truck seems like it's in a better condition than most of the other ones.
Okay, I'm gonna give a cursory glance around, but if I don't see any keys, I lost too much time looking through that Malibu. I'm gonna go underneath and see if I can't. Thinking back from what little I remember from shop class, see if I can't figure out how to pop two wires
Sure.
together, hot wire this thing.
Sounds good. Roll dice for
Rolling 5
keys.
dice. Two sixes and 2 1s.
No sixes. So you get narration rights. Do you find keys?
Okay. I do. I'm gonna say I find keys. I think they are sitting kind of carelessly on the passenger seat. Like, I go into the truck thinking, I'm gonna hotwire this. I'm gonna hotwire this truck. I'm going to do the thing they taught me in auto shop, and I take a glance at the passenger side seat, and there's just keys.
Awesome.
And there's a little keychain with like a hula girl on it. And I'm like, oh.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so Jeff, could you read off the card that was your moment for me?
Yes, I will find hope when I fix a broken down car.
I'm going to say that qualifies. So at this point,
I
you
think it
get what's
does.
called a hope dice. So this is that die that
Okay.
is a different color or different size. This gets added to your
Alright.
pool. The hope
Great.
die will succeed on a 5 or a 6, not just a 6.
Okay.
And then I'd like you
Excellent.
to rip up your moment also, as you are using it now.
Okay. The moment is gone.
Cool. All right. So, still the scene. Still got 5 dice. Actually, you have 6 dice now.
Um, I'm hitting the road.
Cool.
I've never driven a truck before, but I'm gonna give it. I figure it's not that much different than a car, right?
Sure.
And I am rolling 4 dice because I rolled 2 1s last time.
Okay.
But one of
Is that
one of
with
them's a hope dice.
the bonus hope dice or without?
3 dice and a hope dice.
Okay, cool.
One success, 0 1s.
Nice. All right. So what does driving this truck look like?
Messy. It's a bit like a boat.
Okay.
It's a little bit of fishtailing, especially in the early going, but I get the hang of it. And I think that we get a shot of like the truck sort of like smoothly going down a little bit of a highway, and sort of like periodically having to brake and sort of weave around cars. So it's not going super fast, but I figured it out. Like I figured out the amount of give that a truck gives.
Okay. Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're driving down the highway. I'm gonna say you drive for a couple minutes and you find the reason that all of these cars were backed up over here is that there is a large tree in the middle of the road.
Oh. Okay.
So it looks like people got out and started walking. At this point, you're in a truck, so you could conceivably try to off-road a little bit and go through this lightly forested area and make it through to the other side.
Yeah, that's probably the best option. I've got, because I'm not going to go through a tree.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to go over it, I guess, or move it, or it's up to you. Pull it out of the way with your newly acquired diesel power big engine.
Oh, that's actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to pull all the way to the side of the road and sort of push it diagonally to get it like.
Oh, sure. You can like make it on the shoulder or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Roll dice to do that.
All right. I got 3 successes and 1 1.
Nice. I only got 1 success, so you beat me.
I think I blow out one of my headlights doing it. Because I kind of got to like jam
into the
it.
like whatever or whatever.
But I definitely. Yeah, I've got to like get all the way on the shoulder and just like jam the very edge of it and sort of like push it.
Okay.
To like get it.
Yeah, so it just
in a position where I can drive around it.
Yeah, like one of the sides of your like headlights and bumper sort of just like crumples under the pressure that you're putting on this tree. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but you make it through to the other side, and one of your headlights still works really well. So that's good.
Yeah, and I hope that's enough. I hope that's enough.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit the road again.
No cars. There's no cars on this side of the road, so smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
So you drive for. I think we said it was about an hour away by car.
Yeah, we said about an hour away.
Yeah. So you drive for 10 or 15 minutes. You're now in a heavily forested area. There's trees sort of overhanging. It's basically like a 2-lane small road at this point.
Sure.
But you're pretty sure you are going in the right direction. Maybe you saw a road sign or something that says Fort Victor, like 20 miles or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. In fact, I think I'm gonna like maybe look around for some sort of sign or something. Figure out the right way to
sounds
go.
Good. So this will be another roll.
Let's roll some dice. I'm rolling 2 dice and a hope dice.
Man.
That is a failure.
Okay. At this point, you can. You do have one thing left, which is your brink, which does let you reroll all the dice if you want to, if you think that's important. Or else we can just cut it here and go to the next scene. I didn't get any 6s either, so.
I think we're gonna cut it. I think we're gonna go to the next scene.
Cool. So, and the next scene can pick up kind of wherever you want. So this could be you driving up to the base.
Okay.
This could be you walking up to the base, having given up the truck a while ago. You could be still driving and lost. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
I think this is me walking to the base. I think that I've been wandering the woods for I think that the truck gave out.
Okay,
I think that we open on me walking up to the base.
cool. All right, so I'll start with the narration. So, these things are true. The world is dark.
I made it to the base eventually,
I'm trying to think of what direction I want to go with this base. The base is well lit, but very quiet.
and I am alive.
Okay. So, Jeff, you're walking up to this base. There's fences and spotlights, and it's like a beacon of light in this darkness.
I think I'm gonna give a shout. Or maybe, like, I think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna give a shout. Or maybe shoot a flare. Something to, like, signal, yeah, I'm gonna shoot a flare, because that's more human.
Okay.
That's more of a recognizable
Okay.
thing.
So you go to shoot the flare and roll dice for flare effects.
Got a failure?
Well, I have 2 6s, so I get narration rights for this scene. Also, there
for
is
it.
one way you can steal narration rights from me on any time that I've won it, which is you immediately burn out a candle and end the scene, and you get to describe what happens instead, if you'd like to do so.
I will do that in this case.
So you go to light the flare, and what happens?
Nothing.
The flare doesn't light, or nobody
Like
comes
an
out?
ominous. I think I shoot the flare and like it goes off. To, there's a flame in the sky, and it's just quiet. There's just nothing.
Okay.
I think that that's where the failure comes in.
There's just no response to it.
There's just no response.
Okay. Cool. So this candle is extinguished, and we go to the narration of the next scene. So I'll start off, and then you'll get 2 in a row, basically. These things are true. The world is dark.
I am on the other side of the fence, and I am alive.
Are you exploring the base? It's an army base, so there's lots of buildings. There's like a gatehouse and barracks and armories and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm like just poking around the outside to see if I can find something. See if I can find anything that might be of use to me.
Sounds good.
Like anything, and then also anything or anyone that might be of use
Cool.
to me.
So,
All right.
Jeff, I'd like you to roll some dice.
Okay. One success. No ones.
Okay, cool. I actually got 2 6s. So I win narration rights.
Go ahead.
So you turn a corner and you see a soldier, and the soldier has a gun that he whips up at you as soon as he sees you. So he whips the gun at you and says, "Stay back. You're one of them, aren't you? You're not gonna take me too. I won't let you."
I pull out my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I hit it, like turn it on. I put the light on myself to show that I am a person. And I offer out my shaking, bloody hand, like bandaged up hand, poorly bandaged hand. My name is Alex Morgan. I am from the city. I I'm not one of them.
Let me put put the light behind your other hand. Let me see. I want to see if I can see through it.
And I put the light.
Sure.
I hit the flashlight so that it's extra bright, and I like hold it right there, like right in front of my hand, and he could see that it's like gashed up, and it's probably pretty gnarly at this point, like dirty,
Yeah.
tied up with with like a sleeve of a jacket.
He will lower the gun about halfway.
Oh, thank goodness. That's a relief. I thought that this was all for nothing.
How did
It's been a rough
you
night.
get here?
Walking, driving. I drove a truck. I learned to drive a truck. That was fun.
Do you have it? Can you get us out of here?
If we have gas, if we have gasoline, fuel, I know where the truck is. I can take us there.
Yeah, we have fuel at the depot. There's all the tires. They're all slashed up. Your truck still works though. It's still good?
Yeah, it works mostly. It's missing a headlight, but otherwise it's good. It runs. It ran.
Okay. Alex, you said your name was? I'm
Alex Morgan. Senior class president.
Mike Roberts, private, first class. Well, the depot's this way.
It's a pleasure to meet you. All right.
Yeah.
And we start walking to the depot.
So it's still this scene. What would you like to try and do, Jeff? Can look for other things along your way.
I think as we're walking, I'm going to try to look for other things, see if I can't find maybe a weapon.
Sure.
See if there's a weapon that's been discarded. See if maybe there's some medical supplies. Just keep an eye out for anything that might be good. Alright, yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out. As we're walking towards the depot, I'm going to keep an eye out for supplies.
Roll to see if you can find any supplies.
Okay. Ooh, 1 success and 1.
I also one success. You can still reroll if you would like with your brink, which lets you reroll everything. Okay.
Yes. I think I will do that.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Cool.
Now.
So you get to reroll all your dice and try for a 6 or 2 6s.
Okay. I did not get 2 6s, and in fact, I failed.
Okay. Did you have 1 6?
No, I have no 6s. I have 1.
Okay. Because you used your brink and you did not get any successes, you lose hope, which means you lose your hope die.
Okay.
I have a 6, so I'm going to have narration rights for this scene. So you see Mike, and Mike is not looking good. He doesn't look like he has had really anything to eat in the last few days. He looks gaunt and thin. He's kind of sweating, which is weird because he still looks dehydrated. And you can tell that this guy is not going to last very long. And you do find, as you are, as you're walking by, you do see that there's a, I'm kind of thinking like one of those like weapon racks, like where they would have like a bunch of guns all next to each other, like to pull out.
Sure, yeah.
You do pass by one of those.
Yeah.
And you can take a gun.
Okay. I'm gonna... Now, because I use my brink, do I have to act on that brink?
Yeah, you have to embrace your brink, so you have to sort of like give in to that darkness.
Let's find out what that brink was, shall we?
They have seen you sabotage someone else to save yourself.
And so it comes to pass that... Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna rifle butt this guy. In the back of
Okay.
the head. Right where the head skull
Cool.
meets the neck. And now I failed the roll, so I think that's the end of the scene, is I think I reach for the gun.
Yeah, so that scene ends right with you. You just shoot this guy in the back of the head.
No, I think
Okay,
I rifle
cool.
butt him and take him out that way, like, knock him unconscious maybe?
Okay.
And then, like, yeah. And then just
Okay.
book it towards the
So
depot.
yeah, this is the second
As we
to last
start
scene.
our second to last scene.
So these things are true. The world is dark. Okay. So you said you were booking it towards the depot.
Booking it towards the depot.
Um, roll dice to run towards depot. We can see at this point maybe the thing that spooked
Okay.
you was you heard sounds of them sort of skittering around the outside of the gate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting real nervous now. Alright. 6. 1 6. 1
Okay,
1 6
cool.
near no 1. 6 and a 2.
I also have a 6. So you are still in this scene because you got a 6.
Okay.
But I still have narration rights. So
Yep.
okay, so you start running to the depot, and it's clear that while they are not inside this base, you haven't seen any of them yet. You can definitely hear them, and all of the lights, the spotlights, the lights you can see that are inside these buildings, all of them flicker in unison. So there's just that little sort of weird power surge, like, and all the lights
Sure.
flicker out.
Oh, I hate that. I hate
Yeah.
that. I hate that a whole lot. Okay, I'm going to
Sure.
reach for my phone. Try to flashlight.
Okay.
Try to poke around that way.
Let's say you can just do that. Are you trying to just sprint to the depot at this point? Make your way cautiously.
Yeah, I'm trying to flashlight in front of me. Flashlight in front of me. I am just sprinting and then like just dodging any obstacles that
Okay, cool.
like the flashlight exposes.
So you're running pretty recklessly in the dark with only a few feet of vision in front of you. Why don't you roll some dice, Jeff?
Okay. Oh, that's a failure.
No sixes?
No 6s.
Okay. I did get a 6. So what I'm going to say happens is
Okay.
you're holding your flashlight at sort of like chest height as you're running, and you don't see the curb. I'm kind of thinking those like
Oh.
in parking lots, the tire stops. Yeah, you trip over one of those, and your phone goes flying. You can see it as it's spinning through the air.
Oh gosh.
And it lands maybe 10, 20 feet away, and you just hear a sickening crunch sound as it breaks.
Great.
So you did not get any successes. We go to our final scene.
So that's the end of the scene.
We are on our last scene. Jeff, you do all of the narration for this scene, so...
These things are true. I am alive.
Okay. So
Um,
Jeff, Alex is tripped. He's alone. He's in the dark. What's he gonna try to do?
Lay low.
Okay.
Just lay low and stifle his screams. Or stifle his, like, shouts of pain. Suck in air as best he can to keep from yelping. Just lay low.
Jeff, I'd like you to roll to
and hope.
Crawl to a hiding spot.
Okay. That's a 1.
And
that is a
I
1.
have a 6. So, what does it look like when Alex dies?
I think it's very still at first. He's laying low for a while. And the voices, as he perceives it, the voices are very far, like, the sounds are very far away. As he perceives it, it is almost working. But that is not true. And there are, like, a shadow falls over him as, like, one of the lights overhead flickers, a shadow casts over him, and he starts to scream. And then cut to black. And now, recovered from a broken cell phone by military officials, the final words of Alex Morgan. If anybody hears this, if anybody finds this, don't make the same mistake I did. You're not alone in this. Your survival is not the only survival. If I had known that then, I probably would make it out. I probably would have been fine. But I'm not. I didn't. And I'm not. And maybe that's okay. But just keep that in mind. Also, just because you're in a bad situation doesn't mean it's not an excuse to look nice. You know, put a little time into it.
So, Jeff, that was 10 candles.
And that's game. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much for
that game's amazing.
I think it's really fun and dark, and thank you so much for letting me come on and kill you.
Oh, thank you for coming on and killing me. That was wonderful. Oh, I loved that. That was the best. Yeah. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on Party of One. That was...
Jeff, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it was scary. Oh, it was so scary.
Yeah.
Oh. So real quick, before we wrap up, where can people find your work online?
Yeah, so I'm pretty active on Twitter. You can find me there at I am Kevin Bates. You can also find me GMing the Mouse Guardians podcast, which is at Mouse Guardians. And that's about it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming on Party of One. This was awesome. And now I'm going to throw it over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show.
Sounds good.
Take it, future me. Thank you, past me. And thanks to Kevin for coming onto the show. That was nightmarish, terrifying, ghoulish. I loved every minute of it. Be sure to listen to Mouse Guardians at soundcloud.com/mouseguardians and follow the show on Twitter at mouseguardians. You can also follow Kevin on Twitter at I am Kevin Bates and follow Party of One on Twitter at Party of One Pod. Then head over to Facebook and like the show at facebook.com/partyofonepodcast. Then head over to Patreon at patreon.com/partyofonepodcast. Support the show and get cool rewards like bonus material, lost episodes, rough cuts of upcoming episodes, and more. And if you love the show, consider telling a friend. iTunes reviews, social media shoutouts, and word-of-mouth recommendations help the show become bigger, better, and a truly unstoppable force that shall consume us all in a wave of terror and agony. Oh, did I get ahead of myself? I'm sorry. I get excited. Party of One is produced and edited by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. All music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Megaran featuring the D&D Sluggers. Until next time, dearly departed, thank you so much for listening, and remember, party while you can, for you never know what's lurking in the dark.
Never gonna die. No, we're never gonna die.
Never gonna die. I just said that with the whole thing. Forget